really don't.
And then who would be watching the town?
We have like
For a
No.
man of war, we do not
last
have
count-
nearly enough
from
people.
the last count.
So
that
now
Ian
you
gave
have
me, we
you have
like
general people,
We don't have enough skilled people.
but
for
you
the
do
man of
not.
war.
You don't have any like skilled mariners.
We would have to
You
buy
would-
off like half the pirate isle because it's a tiny.
Wow.
Well, okay, an eighth of it.
I think you would need like
it'd
what?
be a big hiring ordeal to.
We
to
would
staff
supply
it.
a lot of jobs. I'll give you that much.
You would need like what? 200 people?
Only
300 people.
I
I'm
still
not
think
quite
it's a
sure about
horrible
the staffing
trade-off.
size of Man of
It's-
Wars.
it's like at least
large. It's a
150.
good It's every bit of the 200.
I know you really want your man of war. I just don't see a practicality for it
I-
at all.
You're
Because
I think
also-
it's a
we
great
have-
idea. I don't think it's worth losing the flying sloop for.
Well, so you wouldn't lose the flying sloop. You could take the machine out and
Yeah.
put it in the Man of War, and
And then it's
with
just a regular sloop.
with the extra things.
But now
you
we
could-
have a flying.
Well, it's a sloop that can be put in a bottle.
It's a sloop
I-
that can be
You
put
know,
in
Do
a
not-
that's a pretty dope
I don't
magical
see
ability.
that
as it
as
is.
an upside.
or we just upgrade the sloop into the Man of War.
That's
How?
what are you
You
talking
build,
about?
You build the shell like around. It's like the same.
You want to build a Man of War and then put your sloop below deck as like a museum piece.
Well, no. Think of like.
It's got
We're
a
gonna do
baby. It just
foam
kind of like
insulation
Yeah.
around it.
It's like
so
the nesting dolls.
Yeah. Or like
it's got
like,
a bay
it's
inside of
like-
it that
it's like
opens
the,
up.
it's
It's
like-
a sloop, but we build a Man of War facade, and then it's just empty space bridge
paper
to it.
mache.
It's all paper mache.
I have a
It's
solution
like that
to
fake
all
tank
of our
crew in World War
problems.
II.
One of the spell slots in the sloop's thing can just be illusion, so it looks like a man of
There
war.
You absolutely can do that. PJ Boy, thank you for resubscribing. We're not
boy,
quite
thank
sure
you.
what we're doing today. Things are a little messy as we're
Oh,
talking
just
about our
kidding.
next big strategic.
You would need around 800 men.
800. Wow.
So we were all really
Wow.
generously lowballing it.
Yeah.
So we get like 300 from the Pirate Isles, and then they train the other 500 from the people that we already have.
It would take some getting used to, especially of course because the people from the Pirate Isles are used to swimming on water, not flying through the air.
So no one's saying it's not doable.
It's
What
not
we're
not
saying is that
doable.
it doesn't make any sense, and why would we do that?
Well, it would
Air
be
superiority.
it would be a massive like strategic wartime upgrade to do something like that.
like
it would.
air
100%.
superiority and naval superiority. Like
I don't know, man. I watched the Skypiea arc, and I just don't feel like a giant ship in the sky is the way to go.
But
do-
but besides your staffing issue, you're also having a building issue. Right? You do have access to extremely large trees. You do have access to, technically enough resources, but Christ man, those trees have to be harvested,
say,
seasoned.
we
Isn't
And
that
then
like
you
a
have to
several
have
year
master
project?
shipbuilders hired to build it.
we outsource to the Pirate Isles.
And in 2-3 years, with some really good upfront payments, you could have your Man of War.
Or
You can use magical means to accelerate that, but Christ, man, how much money do you have?
Not a lot.
Yeah.
That's why I was talking about this gem.
but using illusion to make them think we do is not a terrible idea.
Unless they start to build in order to counter that, when they're like they have a giant flying Man of War, so like we really need to shore up our like air defenses,
And then
They're
they
like-
go
we roll
underground.
They do
with
know you've
Shovel
got the
Knight.
sloop.
exactly. So
yeah.
like they're
Yeah.
already working to like start to counter that.
They also know you've got Shovel Knight.
They're like, man, this Man of War is only putting out like 1 or 2 shots from each side. That's fucking weird.
It's like there's only 6 people on board. Because by pure technicality, with your flying ship, the sails are extra speed. So I'm gonna regret saying this. You could get away with flying your Man of War through this magical means with a single captain, but you would be limited to like a 20-foot move speed for all of forever. Because the minute that you start dropping sails, those need active crew actively manning 24/7. Otherwise, they tear themselves apart.
But
So I'll think about it.
Think about it.
I'll think on it.
I think that, I mean, in the meantime, we can still install that gem and then sell it later
Oh.
if you really choose to sell
I
it.
don't know that reference.
Skypiea was the reference.
I was talking to PJ. Oh,
I was too.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's,
I mean, if you
Weebs.
so again, I have this gem. I haven't really been
Ty's
using
the One
it.
Piece
So
guy.
like, with your D&D knowledge, if you can find good use for it,
oh brother, we can make a kick-ass ship with 8 more spell slots.
Imagine what you could do though if you put it in your armor.
The other
How
thing.
dare you?
Don't feed Thespian. The other thing we could do with
All
You
I'm
just-
saying
you
is
can just
tactically
put
from my
them-
perspective, dealing with just OP Oozle opposed to you guys with like a flying man of war or your ship with extra things in Newt's hands is way easier for me.
I'm aware, but
That's
put
why
this-
you
I
should
could
give
just-
it to me.
I could just put it in my armor.
You can put it in your forehead.
What would that?
You can't technically lay it in your
Horrible
body.
way. You could just...
Yeah. You could be shocky
Combustion man.
man.
Yeah, you know how you enchant things.
Huh?
So each spell level of a Gem of Wonders power can count for one enchantment level for free, and they can be changed so long as you
I need you
have
to
people who
stop
are
talking.
magically talented that can do those kind of things. And they can be changed shortly.
So that's like a
They
plus
can
8.
they can store spells, so like the Gem of Wonders power in your shield that stored the Grugnug fireballs. That's 8 levels of I can stow
Four.
shit.
There goes our ship.
The
Eight
Gem of Wonders
levels of
powers
Scorching
also
Ray.
have a pyramiding instead of a straight. So if you're storing straight spells that you
I fucking hate
consume,
the idea.
it's not like 8 first level spells. It's 1 8th level spell or 2 7th level spells or 3 6th level spells
Copy,
or
copy,
4
copy,
5th
copy,
level.
copy. All right, all right.
And
all
so
right.
especially when you get to that like 5th 4th level area, the worth starts getting hefty. And you can recharge those like you would a staff, like a magical staff kind of thing. You can do half and half, where you use up some of the spell levels for enchantments, some of the spell levels for spells. You can utilize them in odd ways. You could mimic sport talents.
Has anyone ever eaten a gem of
So,
Wonders
like,
power?
Well, you would just it would eventually pass. But you can. There is business outside of the Citadel, actually, here in the Underdark, where Lich Services can inlay Gems of Wonders power into your flesh, and you can
Stick a number
basically
of
just
those in you, you could be a
enchant
god.
yourself. There is technically a limit to what you can do.
Yeah.
Same with like armors and stuff. There's only so much you can realistically inlay 1 gem per piece, kind of thing, per set.
The human body can only take so much.
And the human body can only take so much. The human body has a level limit, not necessarily a like piece limit. But like if you were to inlay a 1st level Gem of Wonders power into your shield, you couldn't also inlay an 8th level. But if you were to do it into your flesh, you could do both.
The other thing we could do with such awesome power is to use it in a way to like actually protect our people in the town.
Yeah, they can be used as massive amplifiers, as you've seen, like where they were holding your sister, and they had the Gems of Wonders power and the apparatus making that humongous anti-magic field.
We could have a big power shield just over the town.
So you can utilize it in ways you can assume that's like what the Lone Tower was doing and
Never
stuff,
worry
where they
about a
would
dragon
have these
attack again.
apparatuses,
Yeah, that's.
and then they can project spells to much greater areas in the same way that the gems enchantments affect
And
your entire
Grugnut
ship
still
instead of just
had
a person or
his-
two.
He had his wizard tower where he was working on doing stuff like that, but
Yeah,
the
without Gems of Wonders power, it's very difficult. But
Without
You mean
Grugnug, it's also
Thimia's
difficult for
tower?
him to do
yeah,
research.
yeah, without you mean in Thymia's tower?
you
that
mean
would work.
Thymia's tower. All right, we can. You know what?
We'll think on it.
Also,
Let's pause
simply
on this.
like having those kind of Gems of Wonders power in a wizard's pocket are extremely powerful, because wizards can then for one day do nothing but cast spells into it, store a fuckload of spells, and then it doubles their spell slots. You know, you can utilize it. Wizards can utilize it in active ways, or you technically as a spellcaster could utilize it in active ways, where if you were to funnel like a bless spell through it, you could say triple the radius.
But for today, I really want to roll dice and hit things. So let's pick a thing to do.
Pick something to fight.
That's-
I'm hoping.
So we
I'm
do
hoping-
our time skip. Your spell's done.
We find out where
We
to
find
go.
out where
Do
to
you
go.
need rolls for that?
No.
Okay.
Well, your spell's relatively simple. Working with May in the Underdark is going to help you a lot. I do need a encounter check from you. Just you.
Do you want a 12 or a 20?
A D12.
Yeah, but we could-
10.
Cool.
Already really sick.
At some point, of course, you're not just going to stay in that workshop for 4 days
Yeah.
and do exclusively that. You're going to go hang out in the town, go eat at a restaurant, have some fun. At one point, you are walking down a market, and a small Schmerfiedlin woman kind of passes you. And as she passes, her head like snaps up and she locks eyes. And she says, "Do you really think you can beat her?"
Pass it off.
And then she looks back
Or-
forward and keeps walking.
Wait, come
you
back.
guys can. You can
She keeps
decide whether
walking.
to
I sprint
put
after
it in.
her.
Yeah,
the
you go
chat
like
or
put your hand
put
on her
it in
shoulder.
the
Yeah.
And she
ship.
kind of like
But by God, I
jolts a
want
little
an
bit and turns
IOU.
around. I'm sorry, can I help you?
Did you say something?
To you?
Yeah. Just
No,
now.
we've
did.
just started this conversation.
I don't believe you. Do you feel a little for
I-
me? Are you missing a couple minutes of time?
I don't care if you don't believe me.
Okay, you just looked at me and said, "Do you really think that you can beat her?" And you know some.
I don't know
Coincidental.
you. Have you been hitting the red light district, ma'am?
No, I've just spent a lot of time doing like crafting spells, and I've just spent a lot of time in the workshop, and I just needed a drink, and then you came through and you said that, and you really don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, you're one of those weird workshop people. Oh, dearie. And she
Don't
kind
call
of
them
like
weird; they're wonderful.
she kind of like pats your hand a little bit. It says, "The stress isn't worth it. It never is." And she like turns to walk away with a little bit of like sadness in her eyes for you.
I want to burn her face into my memory.
Okay, you memorize her face. Okay, I thought you meant you were gonna burn her face, like you're gonna cast a spell in the middle of this crowded market. Okay, you remember her face.
Okay.
Yes.
I go find the party.
Impervious.
Yeah, you go party. You go find these guys.
She's watching us.
Who?
Gwen.
I mean, like, I'm sure she's watching the town. I doubt she knows we're here.
Well, you're in the Underdark.
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
like
she
bronze.
knows
How do you figure?
because a woman thing fish person she spoke to me and she said that do you really think you can beat her, and then had no memory of doing that, and so like Gwen knows. She knows what we're doing.
Do you think you're working a little too hard? Like in the
It is at this point the
Because
Blue
she
Queen
knows.
slams down a round of ale in front of you guys at the bar. Do you think you're strong enough
strong enough?
Strong enough for
to
what?
handle this round, lads? Go on ahead and drink up. And she turns and walks away.
Yeah,
She
I drank with the orc, so I got this.
The mush beer is amazing, incredibly different.
I can't. I've got to go back. We got to get a spell done. We're screwed.
You take 2 minutes to not rest and immediately head back towards the workshop.
Yeah.
Yeah. You get back towards the workshop. There is the normal what is it? Dwargar is the dark dwarf Dwargar man working the front desk, and as you walk kind of briskly past him, he goes, "Oh, you look a mess."
Yeah.
That's not unusual around here. I'm sure you'll figure out whatever it is you're trying to make.
Oh, I figured it out. That's fine. We're good on that. It's just being hunted by an evil woman.
Ah, yeah. Me too.
The tale as old as time down
Oh,
here.
you know her too.
Oh, I hope she doesn't find you like she found me.
Was her name Gwen?
No.
Oh, mine's worse. Okay.
You trot back. You continue working.
Distraught, frantic, working on this freaking spell.
How long have you been awake? Do you sleep?
I'm sure I take breaks.
Roll a fortitude saving throw.
10.
Yeah, you're not doing good.
Okay.
You have some of those recovery comas. Take some real exhaustion naps.
Didn't
Sick.
someone mention there's like a therapist down here somewhere?
Probably.
I need a encounter check from you as you sleep.
12.
Yeah. As you are deep in slumber, what does Thymea tend to dream about?
Sandy beaches and pirates with massive muscles not wearing shirts and sailing on the open sea and now Gwen.
And now Gwen. Yeah, you find yourself on this beautiful sandy beach. This muscular guy hands you a frilly drink with one of the little umbrellas. But you soon find that they all find themselves like fawning over to a far side of the beach and kind of like surrounding something. You get up to investigate, and Gwen is sprawled out in one of her humongous billowy dresses. And she just looks at you, and the minute you make eye contact, you wake up in a cold sweat.
I scream.
Yeah, you scream in May's workshop. May comes and finds you. Having the inventor sweats?
The adventure sweats.
No. Gwen is she's coming. She's coming and she is gonna kill us all, and I don't think we're gonna be able to stop her.
Oh, you're worried about your enemies. It's so cute. She just like goes back to what she was doing.
I'm just rocking in the corner, just like, oh, okay. What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? I don't know what to do.
You finish your spell.
Excellent. I run to the party.
It takes some refining, and it's going to take a little bit of learning as to how it really functions.
Okay.
It's not going to be like you cast a spell and I just tell you a dungeon you can go to.
Okay.
But when you cast a spell, you feel almost like a halo around your head with many points of pressure.
Oh, I've gotta like follow.
It's like a Skyrim compass.
It's like a Skyrim
I
compass.
go with the
Do
marker,
as the marker
command.
Mountain in your way, go over the mountain.
Now that's a root with some chest hair.
Onward, lads. I've done it.
Do you want to like take a nap or something?
No.
Okay.
Yup.
You guys head to the terminal to head out.
I'm at town, dog.
Oh, you already went back?
Yeah.
You've been at Bronzeshire this whole time?
Yeah. As soon
These
as
last
I got,
like 4 days?
yeah, as soon as I got my flail fixed.
Oh, well, that would have taken a couple of days.
Damn it.
May is fast, but some enchantments simply take so
In
much
that case,
time.
no. I mean, like she's
Yeah.
working on that.
It probably
I
would have taken every bit of the time.
Okay, then no, that's fine. Then I would have just like went to bronze and then like came back to pick it up.
Okay.
Training with the boys.
Train with the boys.
I
Yeah,
have
you,
an elite
uh,
Spartan force to train.
You come back to Bronze. You're making your way through the forest. You run into some of your woodsman patrols, some of the huntsmen. He gives you a brief little salute,
I
bow on
salute
his
him
shoulders.
back with my metal arm.
He doesn't know you, so he doesn't quite know if that's weird or not.
He'll-
But he
will.
knows who you guys are, right? And as you guys walk by Thymea, he makes eye contact with each one of you, and he looks at you and he just says, "You're gonna fail us all, aren't you?"
What do you mean?
You guys didn't hear anything. He looks back. What? I'm sorry. What do I mean? It's wonderful to have you back in the city. I hope your business was fair.
You know, it was a good time down there. Never
I'm
dull.
doing everything I can.
Hey, are you
I'm,
okay?
I'm sure you are.
You doing good, buddy? Okay.
If you get like checked out or something, like you're not sleeping enough. Surely that's it.
You didn't hear him? He just said, I'm gonna fail.
He
I'm
said,
like-
"Welcome back."
So how far away are we from town so far?
Oh, you're
As she's starting to freak out.
you're maybe just like 2-3 miles out.
All right.
This isn't like a long patrolman or
Okay.
anything.
Cool.
You know?
Party vote to drag her to Derek to get looked at.
Yeah.
Cool.
You
But we're
guys
going to the shrink.
drag her into the
Eh,
monastery. Is you
I cast teleport on myself and I appear 10 feet away from you guys. I'm like, we are going to get the tokens.
Listen, you don't want to do this. You want to go to the shrink. We're gonna get you some help, okay? I promise you,
I
we're
am
not
on
him.
our way. We are going to get help by going to get the powers so we can do more things so that we can get her because she's coming.
People start cracking knuckles. Gladdock and Lorenzo are just like hanging behind you guys. They just
Oh,
chilled
hey,
the city
guys.
for a couple of days.
Yo.
Yeah. Gladdock was taking like furious notes on the Citadel
Let's
because,
see.
right, besides you guys and a couple others, it's relatively unknown to the surface.
You know what? I think there's
I believe she has lost her mind.
that spell takes. It's like a day process. Cool.
What?
I'm gonna launch my soul chain at Thymea.
It's a terrible idea.
It's not.
A ghostly chain reaches out and connects to your soul. You are tethered to Oozle.
Spell magic.
Does not work.
Yeah.
You need
Oozle,
help.
It is your turn.
And I'm going to drag Thymea to Derek.
Yeah, you drag her kicking and screaming.
Yeah.
At some point, Gladdock kind of walks up next to you guys, and I don't believe that this is the most humane way of doing this.
I mean, it's this or she's gonna blink around the place, right?
By me, I would appreciate it greatly if you would get up and walk your way to the.
I'm
Healer.
trying to walk where the spell is taking us so that we can get the coins, so that we can get to the gods, so that we can fucking beat her.
Right. I understand some of your ramblings and believe that they are fair for the most part.
Can a girl not just be scared?
You can. And you're gonna talk to somebody about this.
You could be
Have
scared in
time
this nice
for a-
little tent. There's some great candles that are really gonna calm you down. Have a cup of tea.
Wasting so much
Hang out with the
time.
ghost kid.
Hang out with the ghost kid.
I'm gonna
She's
call Derek on the sending stone and let him know that he's got a patient inbound.
Yeah, he will. He'll clear a bit of his schedule.
The fucking crisis center.
He does. He does give you some forewarning that right now they're getting ready for celebration.
Celebration.
It's Frida's birthday.
So it is.
He knew you'd know,
Totally.
but they're just in the middle of throwing a little shindig.
Oh yeah, let's have a party while Gwen's coming to kill us all. Just celebrate for a day while she's gonna be here in like 3 weeks, and we're just all gonna be massacred. It's gonna be great. Like, yeah, let's just have fun as a party.
Perhaps the chain was a great idea.
To cast like silence on her and just leave her with her own thoughts.
No, that's not. No, what?
How did you know
The
that when we got
ramblings.
there and she would be deemed safe that I could remove it?
Huh?
Did you plan to kill one of yourselves?
No. That's right. You can. He did the dispelly thing on my chain. Yeah. No, I wasn't gonna kill her, but I had another plan in place. But that'll work a lot quicker.
We got a
So,
rock.
Yeah.
I don't believe that that would have been a
Yeah,
good
we could
idea
just-
for her mental health.
What?
To
To
kill
kill her?
herself.
Yeah. No. That would be counterintuitive. Counterproductive.
What were you going to do?
Well, I know that the little glowy rock dispels it, and Derek, we also have another way that it could work, but it's a whole involved process that I don't fully understand. To Derek.
To Derek.
Lorenzo is kind of following you guys, and he just giggles to himself every now and again at Thymea's ramblings.
At this point, I've fallen silent. I'm just being drugged.
You just drug through the dirt.
Like, just sat down, just getting pulled backwards.
Lorenzo approaches you. He's like, "You good there, buddy?"
I'm fine. These guys don't understand how screwed we are.
Oh, I mean, you're far from fine, but like, everybody's casualness about this whole thing really does strike me as odd a lot of times too. It's kind of weird to see people like as calm as me.
He's not the main
Lorenzo.
character anymore.
Do you think you can beat Gwen?
Oh, absolutely not. I just wouldn't try.
We don't have a choice. She's coming. So, like, we got to try. And then
Oh,
we wait.
anytime someone comes for me, I usually just leave. Gladdick and I are pretty mobile, despite his age.
I mean, I could just leave, but like that seems crappy.
Yeah, no, you're big hero boss.
Yeah, I didn't know I was a hero, but
Perks up a little bit.
Oh.
Thinks I'm a hero.
No, good for you. You got it.
No, we would if they would just go to get the tokens instead. We're gonna waste a day sitting over here and
Oh, I mean,
talking about our feelings.
I'm sure you got time or whatever, you know.
Okay, all right.
You guys make it to the monastery. You open up the doors, and there are sport talent kids around. Frida has a wonderful cake. Let me a roll perception.
13.
13. Yeah, as you're kind of like hurried by, you are offered a slice of cake.
We take.
Yeah, you take the cake, and as you kind of like lift it up and take your first forkful, there is like layers of frosting, but they squiggle into cursive. And it says your name.
Does anybody see this?
There's some lines of the cake.
Cake.
Yeah, it looks good. I'm crazy. Take me to Derek.
There
I mean,
it
you guys
is.
see some squiggles when she's like, but it's like, this is a T. And you're like, yeah.
I guess if you squint a little bit and kind of.
Yeah.
Hold it far away, like look through the charging port of the
It's
phone.
it's like looking for designs in the ceiling, you know? But like your eyes snap to it. You are taken to Derek. He sits you down in a rather plush, kind of cozy room. There's some beanbag chairs and some down pillows. He kind of looks at you guys and goes, generally speaking, privacy would be best for sensitive topics like this.
Yeah, that's fine.
You have Gladdick destroy the chains?
No.
No.
You said
Oh,
it.
okay.
You said like it'll like phase through things. So I'm just gonna go like
Through the wall?
yeah.
You're just sitting against the far wall on the other side.
Yeah. Like I'll be in a different room, but like
Haven't got the number of movies where it's like the two lovers screaming at the wall between them. Having one of those moments. Derek sits down across from you. He has you kind of lounged out as comfortably as possible.
as like we drop her off, I'm gonna pass on to Derek that like I don't think it's just her being scared. I think there's something magical going on as well. And then I'll leave.
I'd like to start with a magical essay of you, if that is all right.
Do it quickly.
Okay. He takes a little time. He casts some spells on you, does a little investigating, and he kind of sits back. And before we get started, does that chain bug you at all? I've always been curious if, like, do you even feel it?
Kinda.
Huh. Interesting. What's been on your mind?
The fact that there's an evil, angry, scorpion-esque woman coming to murder us all, and we got our asses kicked last time, and then these people don't seem to be taking that seriously, and then she's been sending me messages, and I know that it's a magical bullshit because she's terrifying and her magic better than mine. It is better than mine, and she's coming. And we need to go. And we need to go and get things that we need to be able to actually beat her, because otherwise we're...
Right. Okay. That is a lot, of course, and I don't want to downplay that. I do want you to know that I didn't find any outside spell work affecting you,
I didn't think there was.
besides the gigantic chain linked to your soul.
Yeah, I did not think there was anything magic going on here, but I do know that she's sending messages like, okay, so there's this fishy type woman person who was walking by.
She's actually just like a gnome, but from the Underdark.
Oh,
is what Schmerfeeblin are.
Okay, I had no idea. It
Yeah.
it sounded like a merfolk.
She said it sounded fishy.
You're going on this fishy thing, and I don't really want to correct you, but here we are.
I had no idea what a
Sounded
merfolk was.
fishy.
Yeah,
It
no
sounded
worries.
fishy to me. That's what I would name a fish person.
In Baldur's Gate 2, when you go to the
It's
Underdark.
also not how it's pronounced, and maybe that's why you were confused.
Is it not how it's pronounced?
Not even close.
How's it pronounced?
I have to look at it again, but it's not that. It's because the it's a Nordic word. It's
No.
Sver.
He's like,
It's
I don't know,
dark.
but it's not that.
Anyway.
But he's dragging you to therapy. Okay, so yeah, this woman was walking by and everything was great, and then she just turns and she looks at me and she's like, she's coming for you essentially, and I'm like, okay, cool, and I ran her down and I'm like, hey, what did you just say to me? And she's like, who are you? And no memory of the interaction.
Uh-huh.
And then just now, as we were like coming through, I picked up a piece of cake because I'm like, I gotta go to therapy. I may as well have cake while I go to therapy. And just had my name in the icing, and it's clearly like a warning, like, I know where you are. I know what you're doing. She's watching.
Your name is in the icing on your slice of cake?
Nobody else can see it.
Okay. And that's it, the two instances of strange things happening?
Oh, there's been
One
more.
only just a minute ago?
There's been more, but like,
Okay, all right.
it's all the same. It's all the same type of thing. They're dreaming about her, like she's coming. She's coming to kill us all.
The nice part of the clergy is that I don't really dream of women anymore. Do you believe that you have a solution to your problem?
Yes.
Perhaps this stress-induced psychosis could be solved with personal achievement?
Yeah, going and getting objects powerful enough that we can actually beat her.
Uh-huh. And you believe that you are on a tight timeline for this?
When we talked, she said she was going to find us in 2 months. She wanted cake.
Ah, cake, and so then your name is in cake. And
No, it has nothing to do with that.
oh, okay. I guess I was still operating from the assumption that she is real and really doing these things to mess with you. Or do you believe that she's actively doing some of these things and you're imagining some others?
I mean, I'm sure she didn't truly send me a dream like that. She's coming. And
Well, there are many spells that can do that.
Put yourself in other people's dreams just to fuck with them.
The thing is none of this matters. It does not matter if what I'm seeing is real or not real, or if it's caused by magic, or if it's just my brain thing. None of that matters. All that matters is that we do enough to prepare to make sure that we can defeat her.
Then why are you freaking out?
Because they're not taking it seriously. We need to go. We need to go do things to make sure that we're ready. Because if we're not ready, I die. And I don't like the idea of me dying.
Oh, of course, nobody enjoys being faced with their mortality. I completely understand that. And I do get that you are rather new to this whole cause.
You went to combat like
They've
twice
been-
and it suddenly snapped.
They've been accomplishing
think she's
things
cut
at a
out
very
this line of
rapid
work.
rate. This all-out war on the Mad King has consumed 3/5 of the cities, now granted they're the smaller end ones, plus Leadshire. In just over a year at this point, the war has been going extremely in our favor through all of this. We have a massive amount of God-chosen individuals here. You do have resources at your disposal.
Not enough.
You
Bro's
do
really
not believe
tooting
it's
our
enough.
fucking horn in there.
She
Usually hype it up in there.
Slapped Oozle around like he was nothing.
I mean, a lot of people do that. That's why he does like the invincibility thing, right?
But I keep getting back up.
And he always wins afterwards. So far.
Knock me down and I'll keep getting right back up.
Something tells me it
It's like
was
my
the
whole
other
build.
friend, the one that died, that it's Zelly or whatever. Something tells me she was the key component, and that things have gone worse since then.
I've been prepping.
Well, that's a rather pessimistic view of things. I believe that you, Belrune, and now Rack are rather competent in what I have heard and very little seen.
I believe we are too. That's why we're going to go and make sure that we win. Ensuring victory is better than praying for it.
Right, of course.
So let's go. We're good.
Let me give you something that you can take when you're having these episodes that might calm you down a little bit. He gives you, it's kind of like a pack of gum.
Okay.
He says, just chew a piece of this, and 5-10 minutes. It should bring you back down towards baseline in a more rational line of thought.
Give you
Don't
mood stabilizers.
Overdo it.
All right.
Or nicotine gum.
Thank you. I take the gum. I walk out. You gave me magic gum. We're good to go. Let's go.
Peek my head into Derek.
I'm sorry, friend. I'm much more of a healer of the body.
Yeah, I know. You're what we got. So I appreciate you trying.
You do have rather daunting forces against you.
Yeah, we've seen
Sometimes,
worse.
sometimes,
What
you
they say
know,
about us,
having
too.
emotions is understandable.
I guess you might be right. Anyways, I'll wave over Gladdick.
Oozle, are you okay?
Never been better. Gladdick, if you don't mind.
He's been kind of sitting across, just kind of scowling at you.
Gladdick?
Yeah,
What the fuck did I
he
do?
just seems kind of displeased, but he reaches out his hand, and after a little bit of concentration, these tendrils of power come out of the ground, wrap around your chain, and start breaking it down and milling it
That's
into little
fucking cool.
magical dust.
It's really cool. I remember the first time, now I remember the first time we did it when we were fighting. What were we fighting? We were fighting some big thing, and
This is the rhino.
I chained it, and I was like, haha, and then Gladdick was just like, no. And I was like, the first time anybody just told me no on my chain, and I was like,
Yeah.
what the fuck do you mean no?
Insane. I have a question of it's
I have a question.
I have a question.
Yeah.
So does a dick count as an appendage or a limb?
Appendage.
Depends on the size.
Okay.
It does not count as a limb.
Okay. We'll come back to that. There's
For flavor, what are you asking?
I was, if Oozle ever steps out of line, I can ruin his contract. There's a cleric spell called Unusual Size, where you can shrink an appendage of your choosing permanently.
That'd work.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, first off, a couple of things. If Oozle steps out of line, first off, I'm sorry, fucking what? And second off,
I just gotta keep my options open,
and second off, do you not think May could just be like, yeah, no?
I mean, she might be too grossed out. The exact descriptor is shriveled.
I mean, it does that anyway.
Hey,
but
man,
permanently.
Oozle's growing out of show her, okay?
I was prepping spells for the day and ran across that and just had to get that off my plate.
Cool. Thank you for that.
We have to send it into digital.
Again.
Always.
Yeah.
Always.
We never got away from it. Donald's only been gone for like a month. It's fine.
3 now.
Yeah, it's
Bro,
been a good while.
Who knows, man? I don't even know what today is.
It's Wednesday, my dude.
Okay. You good to go?
I just said that. Yeah. Let's go.
All right.
Where are we going? Point.
Yeah, give me a concentration roll.
A what? I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
A concentration roll
Just D20.
plus your casting stat.
We're so serious about what we do here.
Professional streamers.
It's like a 24.
24.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're able to focus down on your spell. You sieve out what you feel like could be some like riffraff, some really weak pulls. And you believe that you can distinguish between like far and near. And then by pressure, you can also determine whether it's like a large amount or like down to a single coin kind of thing.
Okay.
But you've got a couple options here. Most of them are not pulling within your immediate vicinity. Most of these things, if you're trying to find like a trove of god tokens, they're not in your local woods. You're not just gonna go dig up a treasure chest and have 20, you know?
Okay. So what I think the best option then, you can travel us through, like, you can do a straight line through wherever pretty easy, right? Through the fireplace.
Hopefully.
I give you.
Theoretically.
Yes, in theory, yes.
There are a couple options. There's one rather strong one that is pulling you just about due south. There's one that's pulling you southeast. That seems very far away, but a large trove. There's one far to the west that is a large trove, and there is one northward that is not necessarily, by no means as big as those other couple, but is much closer.
South is like.
Bay Woods.
Let's do that one.
You head due south. It's far.
That's fine.
Okay.
Because.
Not quite as far as the southeastern one, though.
Okay. I am going to give you the exact compass coordinates. Like, it's this way.
Got
on the
azimuth.
compass.
Yeah, okay.
And then you're going to just shoot us a good ways in that direction.
So I don't know if that's how compasses work in the other dimensions, but we'll try. I've never had a compass out there.
You know, it'll take a couple tries, but we'll get there.
Do you want to try the Gem of Wondrous Power super fast ship?
That's kind of what I was thinking.
Okay.
You'd rather do that? I mean,
I would rather do that for two reasons. Because A, we could protect the entire ship that way and have everybody out in case I'm mauled to death by a fire elemental, which is a pretty okay chance.
You just have plane shift, right? You're not locked to the plane of fire.
No, it's just plane shift. That's
Okay.
just the one that I know how to navigate. I know the.
Do
the
you
ratio.
know? You know the ratio. Yeah.
Yeah. And then also we could use the gem on that to plane shift instead of me having to spend a spell to do it.
I mean, if we're going to do the spells and the ship thing, we could just do the teleport on the ship.
Yeah, but we might overshoot it because we don't have an exact destination.
Ugh. Then we just backtrack a little bit.
I mean, yeah, sure, whatever.
You just keep casting teleport.
And
Well,
Every
I
time
mean,
you
you could-
go half the distance that you went previously
we
until
could
you made
teleport
it there.
like
Yeah,
to the
you
Fey
get there
Woods
eventually.
and just pick a specific destination there, and then just kind of walk or whatever, fly the ship around until we get closer to it. Would probably be the fastest option and the safest.
let's do it.
Because I know of places in the Fey Woods.
You know,
At least one
you
specific
as a
place.
man would never have been granted access in, and the Church of Agni would not have tried to fight
Yeah.
because they understand that even if you're granted access, you then become beholden to the laws of that land. But you 100% have been like along the border of the Fey Woods. 100%.
Cool.
You've seen some grand mountains from their border.
So I think that's the play. We just teleport the whole ship.
Who are you bringing with you, or are you bringing anybody with you?
Alia,
Sure. She's always down for an adventure.
Bryson just in case they show up
For
and
some
they are
diplomacy.
pissed.
Yeah, we're friends.
I'm not.
They know me. Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah, every single person here. Yeah, they know me.
Bryce and Alia, you have to take Finn. He's driving the ship.
Yeah.
That's probably
Mark.
Mark's
What do we
on
do?
vacation.
Oh, yeah, Mark's on
Yeah. And sure, it's been a couple of days, but he
No, that's
he
fine,
did
that's
ask
fine.
for
No.
a little more than a week kind of deal.
He's good. He can use a vacay.
Yeah.
Honestly, we could all use a vacay.
Gladdock is more than happy to go see the Fey Woods, as he as well would never have been allowed access to them.
Okay.
And if you guys are all but guaranteeing safe passage into them, that's another thing in life he has yet to experience, and his entire life has been about gaining knowledge.
Sure, get on in here.
Oh yeah, Bryson and Gladdock, let's go.
And Gladdock always brings Lorenzo with him.
No throwing up hairballs on the ship.
He kind of like rocks his head back. I don't do that.
We don't do that.
Do you lick yourself every night all over?
No, but I'm not. a cat.
Maybe one of it.
I'm not a cat.
Right.
I'm pretty sure Rack does.
As you just,
I just
as
have
you
this
just
like
hear licking sounds.
I just have this like really scrungly image of Rack. This is like feral creature.
The dwarf and orc have come together and made goblin.
So if that's not true, we need to clear that up. But that's just been my opinion of Rack so
Hey, what
far.
goes on in my room? Okay.
What Rack and May get up to on their own time.
We need to get character art of Rack just to clear this up.
Soon, yeah. Talking to Lax now to get some art done for these three.
You give
I
me a
just need
description.
your description, and then we'll start and let him choose who goes first, kind of deal.
This is the reference I sent you. Little soldier boy.
Not what I envisioned, but works.
Yeah.
I
Man
don't know,
gets
I don't know
around.
what I envisioned, but it wasn't.
And it's like, did you envision anything?
No,
I don't
like,
think of
like
you
yeah,
at all.
like you all, like you read.
I don't think you look like that.
Like yeah,
I don't
no,
think of you at all.
you read a book and like they give you a character description, but like you make it up in your head.
Oh,
So, like,
100%.
yeah, so like
Yeah.
that's just not what I saw.
Not only that, but like I've been reading like a fantasy series that I've been reading, The Cycle of Gland, and I'm like 10 books in at this point, and it's all around these main three characters, and the third guy came in like book 2 kind of thing. And they introduce new people all the time, but it's like it doesn't really matter. They'll give some loose descriptions, but who
Mhm.
cares kind of thing,
Yeah.
because they're side characters. They last through that book kind of deal. But like these guys were described to me 10 books ago, like 5 years ago when I started reading this series.
Exactly. So now they just have their
And
own.
I have recently like gotten to a point in all my series last year where I was out of new books to read and didn't want to just like try to find new series. So I went back and like reread the first of them, and rereading the first one of it's way back, The Cycle of Iran, where they actually describe the main characters, and I was like, oh shit.
yeah. So thank you.
I've been thinking of totally different motherfuckers this whole time.
Yeah, like I got a description of Belroon like how many months ago? So like,
He was very much like a Samwise Gamgee to me.
that's kind of what I saw.
I had a little bit of
Fair
that like
enough.
innocent boy,
Yeah,
Yeah.
a little pudgy,
innocent
just
boy, but
super
with a big
happy.
sword, you know?
Yeah.
Big sword, but didn't really know
Yeah.
how to swing it kind of vibe.
Hey, he knows how to swing the fuck out of it.
Yeah.
There's no skill, but there's some power.
I just need to hit.
Exactly. I just need to make contact. Before we take off, I put a point of recall spell on the 4 of us, so that if we need to get back instantly, because it doesn't really matter if the ship gets back instantly, because they can just fly back at a casual pace. But if we need to be back here instantly, we can.
So you guys can return to bronze instantly.
Okay.
Yep.
Cool.
Smart.
The ship teleports, feels like everybody is being sucked through a straw. There is a weird purpley haze as you feel the world zip by you, and then you come back to.
I vomit.
Yeah, it's terrible every time. There is no real getting used to it. You get that like
Speak for yourself.
head, you get like that brain whiplash when you come back to, and you feel like you stopped, but you didn't ever really move. You think.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
There's not a lot of research around teleportation magic. It's just a whole lot of knowledge of that it works.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
It simply does.
It simply do be that way.
The second somebody tries to teleport and they arrive at their destination as a puddle, now we need to start looking into it.
Buddy,
Something
that
went
was
wrong here. We need to
Huge,
figure out why.
huge chunk of magical history right there. The spontaneous human to ooze transmission.
Human to ooze pipeline.
Let me figure out how to bring that
You
back.
guys come to high in the sky. Before you lay the incredibly thick, wet Fey woods, the massive rainforest. Below you is a border, but it is not the border that you guys are used to with the Mad King's Legion wall where you had fought recently. You find yourselves much further to the east,
See, wasn't
as
this so
that
much
would be
nicer
where
than flying the
Belrune
ship
would have
here?
been more familiar with.
Okay.
You see some large jungly mountains just on the horizon, and as you recast and focus on your spell, and I'm going to say that tracking level is a second level spell.
I needed to add. That's why I was
Yeah.
like, I'm gonna say 24 because I was gonna say if it was a level 2 or.
Yeah, it's low level, but it's not quite that low level.
I'm gonna like as we like come to a stop or whatever, I'm gonna like flip our rebellion banner off the side. Just
Fuck the Mad King.
Yeah.
It's still got a bamboo face on it, even though, or a baboon face on it, even though nobody anymore besides you was like part of that.
oh, dude, you mean that I can change it finally? I haven't thought about that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just fuck the Mad King with like Kenosi's face and a bunch of paw prints on it.
Yeah, I remember.
Good old
It's-
Kenosis.
that
It's a
needs-
beautiful thing.
That needs to be remedied.
Shoot, your bar is still named the Babbling Baboon,
Oh, that's
and like
it'll-
it's got Kenosi regalia all over the
it
fucking
will
place.
always be the babbling baboon.
A gift shop of like tiny construct Kenosis that you can wind up.
They do backflips.
That's yeah.
It's like the backflipping dog toys.
We could have merch.
Could franchise.
Where's our rebellion merch? We need to get somebody on that.
We should sell Rebellion peanut butter.
That's the brand.
East
Rebel.
did go home.
Rebel butter.
Used to
And
go
now we
home,
just have
so
like
now
a
you just have.
surplus of like peanuts and
That could
peanut
be our
butter.
main export.
You guys find yourselves at that borderline when you recast and refocus your spell. Those 2 points, the one is tagging now southwest, the other one is still tagging towards the southeast. They seem much closer to equidistant because you did a good deal of easternly travel. They are both taking you into the Fey Woods.
I'm gonna stick with the original one.
Original one, head back kind of westward.
Yeah.
All right. You guys begin flying.
I'm just standing near the helm. pointing.
Finn's just kind of like, you could just give me the azimuth, and since we don't have to go around objects and obstacles, I'll just go straight. I've got my own compass. Just
Okay.
tell me the reading.
Oh, okay. Westy. South is this way.
Yeah, he looks at the compass and goes,
Got it.
and you see he like, he's got a little dial around and he clicks it over to set.
It's not every
His
day that
direction.
Finn gets to one up someone and seem like a badass. Like, he really needs this.
Yeah, he kind of sighs. He murmurs to himself and he's like, Belle always did this so much better.
That's so sad.
You do see he still wears the little gold ring.
That's rough, buddy. It's rough.
Still wears his little wedding band.
Anyway, I gotta go.
Why? It wasn't your fault.
Yeah, true.
You weren't part of that.
But I was the reason she was there.
You spend your first day flying and you wind up well over those very large mountains that you had seen in the horizon, kind of towards the end of the day. You see steam, smoke rising from many points on the easternly side. as at the base of them, a grand desert of sand dunes begins. Just
to get
along kind
hot.
of the border of the woods as well with the sand dunes, you see structures.
What? Desert people? We have met desert people. We've met forest people. We've met plains people. We met the
Mountain
water
people.
people and the mountain people.
Jungle people.
We haven't met the desert people. Oh, okay, I see where we are. Cool. How about that?
I forgot about the actual map.
Yeah, you just
Yeah, dude.
go to sleep for the night. Finn will, like, because he's the only one who pilots it. Usually at night, he just kind of sticks you guys in neutral. You know, you roll down the sails.
Lets that
He
engine
sets,
for an idle.
yeah, sets the engine to just maintain, and he goes to sleep.
If
you
he
know,
wants, I can keep watch on him. That way you can keep going. But that's kind of up to him.
His dreams are the only time he can see.
yeah,
Bellas.
he has a reason to sleep,
Yeah,
unlike
no,
some of
that's-
you.
That's fair. Wizzle just doesn't sleep, so it's fine.
Is it fine?
Yeah, it's fine.
Is it?
Cool.
I like having the map on my tablet because I can see like exactly where we are. That's cool.
Yeah, the map is pretty nice.
We're over these mountains right here.
Would you like to show Bree? I don't think she's ever seen it.
Oh yeah. And just
Point out some major landmarks and stuff.
yeah.
Do a little
So,
chip chapping. You go to sleep. You find yourself
Alright.
falling through the darkness,
pretty much there's a broad chart.
and just as you're about to
City,
scream and jolt back awake,
So
you're
we
sitting at a
land down
table.
here, and these are the
Mm.
mountains
Across the table,
and
Gwen sits before you, regal as ever, beautiful in her visage, and there are a couple of slices of cake between you. And she kind of, with this very delicate little dessert fork, takes a bite, and she just looks at you expectantly.
Yeah, I take a piece of cake. And I start eating cake.
You just silently eat cake.
Yeah.
She kind of nods. And you two just sit there silently and eat some cake together. She's got this big smirk on her face.
I'm trying so hard not to pee my pants.
Roll a fortitude saving throw.
Oh, that's pretty good. On that 20.
You wake up dry.
wake up dry.
No, that's a threat. Like,
It is the next morning. You did not get a good night's sleep.
No.
You are not rested. You only recover half spell slots used.
2.
Yeah. Just keep that in mind.
She like fatigued?
No.
No?
No,
something deeper. Depressed.
no. This is a different effect than that. And even if she was, you'd simply use a charge of lay on hands on her and be done with it. So, like,
Yeah, that's what
it
I
doesn't
thought.
matter if she is or not by the stats.
Fuck.
So I'm not going to worry about it. I pass irrelevancies, right? You get back to flying. You're making progress through. These woods are dense, incredibly so. And you cannot see into them at any point. Very sparsely in that upper canopy, you see creatures. You see birds fly below you. As the storm clouds, gather and disperse, you guys stay relatively above them. Many sky jellies around. Nothing too wild of import.
Doesn't matter if we can't see, I can feel it.
Yep. You keep your focus. The pressure in your head gets stronger. Second day goes by. The night comes and goes. Nothing necessarily of import.
These
The
2
third
days,
day.
Can I be doing a sport talent training?
Sure.
Sick.
4 days.
4 days. Oh, dude, bad.
PJ, one of my favorite spells in Pathfinder is called Phantasmal Killer. You get to target a sleeping target, infiltrate their dreams, and if they fail their will save, they just fucking die. Just get a heart attack in their sleep, and nobody sees them ever again. The sun never rises.
Sun's getting real low, big guy.
So anyway,
Here we go.
Good thing I have good will saves. Kinda. As long as I don't roll a one. And then I make a new character.
we be waiting.
And then the party talks to Daddy and we bring back Zelly because I don't want to make another character.
So explain to me one more time real quick how the DCs work. for
You're
the-
adding your talent stat, so your constitution, I believe, for
Yeah.
you, right?
Yeah.
And
No,
then
it's my charisma.
or your charisma.
Yeah.
And then you have to beat the DC of 10 plus your current
10
talent
plus.
level.
Copy.
And you have to beat that a number of times equal to
Yeah.
your talent level as well.
10.
So the DCs are all nice and in line, very linear. But winds up kind of getting outside of your realm to improve relatively quick.
Yeah. I need to roll at this point. I need to roll a 13, and I rolled 3 12s.
Oof. Oof. At the end of day 4, you guys find that the jungle beneath you is about to change. There's another hard border. It is denser, it is greener, and as you look from the sky inward, you have a very rare perception that not many get. The trees begin slowly changing in shade from their darker, lush green to odd purples and oranges
Terrifying.
as they go towards the horizon.
That's not how trees are supposed to look.
Towards the middle, where that happens, there is kind of this ever-present fog that you cannot see what lies beyond and within.
Hey, is that where we're going?
That's exactly where you're going.
Yeah.
It's drawing you like to the middle of that.
Sweet.
So we're going
Into the fog.
west right now.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
It's
So
like
we landed
southwest.
here, and then we started going down. Got it. Okay.
Into the thick of it.
As your ship kind of crosses that threshold and reaches over top of the green, lusher trees, Finn kind of furrows his brow as his compass begins spinning wildly and does not stop. As you go just a little bit further in, you notice that the winds begin shifting in odd ways, and you quickly have to hoist your sails up.
Bro, I'm getting Bermuda Triangle vibes from this.
I'm getting
like,
Fate Trap vibes from this.
bro, please tell me we're getting close.
You got to go like miles and miles to get to the center of this thing where that pressure's bringing you.
I hate this. We in it now.
You continue forward
Of course.
at your slower pace.
So like I can tell we're a lot closer
Yeah.
through the pressure changes.
Oh God, yeah.
Do we want to just hit it with another teleport?
I was gonna say we could just teleport to over the center.
Yeah.
Yeah. You
Prepare your stomachs.
hold the ship a little bit. Everybody kind of battens themselves down. Bryson says a quick little prayer, and he's like, "This is always my least favorite part." And you teleport. Who? No, I guess it's just through the ship.
Between Finn and his map stuff and yeah.
You are sucked through the purpley haze straw of the teleportation spell. It feels 8 times worse than it's ever felt before. The friction, the ricocheting, you feel your vector changing many a times. And when you were spit back out into reality, I need everyone to make a reflex saving throw.
Our ship's upside down.
Not very good at those.
23.
I got a nat one.
Nice.
Oh no. I'm at 26.
22.
Oh, no.
You 3 are good.
No, the oh no was the nat 1.
Oh.
Rack, you find yourself falling
Oh no.
quickly towards the ground, as for whatever reason the ship is no longer below you, but the ground is above you. The ship came to upside down, and you see you are still over the lush green trees. However, the general scenery has changed. The ship quickly starts to move to right itself naturally, but Rack is free falling.
How far is she?
You fall. What is it, like 80 feet around or something? 120 foot around, I believe, is free fall.
Shit.
I jump and dive after her.
You
Yeah.
Our
You won't-
compass.
catch up necessarily.
No.
You can't.
I guess
fall
you
in this
could.
dimension and catch up.
You can dive if Rack spreads herself out to create some air resistance. You might catch up before you hit the ground.
Do you do that?
Do I have my shield on me?
Yeah, absolutely. You got all your stuff.
Can I kind of like pull it above me?
Try to Mary Poppins.
I'm Mary Poppins, y'all.
Just against the wind resistance.
Yeah, you do so, and it helps. You catch up
That's
to her.
great.
Cast
I
teleport
love that.
back onto
Like-
the ship.
Yeah, you grab onto her. You cast teleport. I need a Constitution saving throw.
Teleport didn't work.
Nat 20.
Yeah, you
Also,
feel wrong when you cast. And just as you're finishing casting, you get this weird intuition and you tweak the spell just the slightest amount in your direction, and you find yourselves back on the ship. You do not feel like you could do that again.
So I feel like time space is a little fucked here.
Let's not do that again.
Everybody is on the ship, and as Finn is kind of like, "What the fuck was that?" after he finishes vomiting,
Yeah, I also I'm sure the whole deck is just vomit.
a gust of wind comes and kind of flows over the top of the ship, and you begin to sink.
What do you mean sink?
Like, turbulence on an airplane,
Uh-huh.
but without the part where you get picked back up.
Ah.
That's what sinking means.
Well,
like you're
yeah.
you are going towards the ground.
Well, yeah, I put that together.
Are we at like a dangerous pace going towards
No,
the ground?
no,
Okay.
it's a short drop. It's just like
okay.
Okay.
like you suddenly lose, 10, 15
Finn, we need to
foot
set her
over the course
down.
of a couple of seconds, and everybody's kind of rattled again. You hear groans below as like Gladys and Lorenzo were just under deck and just got like
Fucking laundry machine.
yeah. You begin to descend. Finn goes to start taking her down. And he kind of looks at you guys and goes, "I can't land on top of those trees probably. Like those branches the ship's too heavy."
Blow him up.
But how?
We can enlarge a fireball and blow it up.
And then land our
Yeah.
wooden ship in a fireball.
Yeah. Surely someone
okay.
else on here has create water.
First off, where are we further or closer than where we were?
You're in a different spot. It is difficult to tell. You are not though like in the mists or over the purple and orange trees.
Okay. Well, we
You were still over the lush green.
We're gonna have to hike in.
yeah, I've got nothing to help us land. So like that's up to the wizards.
Gladys like crawls out from below deck with his one hand, and he's just like there's some vomit on his usually pristine robes, and he just like looks at you and goes, "What is happening?"
We need you to clear a landing spot for us. Can you manage that?
Oh, I believe so. And he kind of goes towards the gunnel, stumbling a
It's
little
all right,
bit.
buddy. The worst of it's over.
And with that, the ship like again. Everybody make a reflex saving throw. Gladys is sent sprawling onto the deck, but is able to wrap his arms around the gunnel.
26.
What was that?
25.
Oh, okay. 25, 26.
22.
Yeah. You guys are good. Yeah, Gladys is sprawled out on the deck for a minute. His old man bones. He groans. And he kind of like reaches his way to the gunnel, looks over top, and he reaches down his one hand, splays his fingers, and this white light crackles from it and just starts beaming into the ground. Yeah. Yeah, he starts clearing a landing zone as best he can.
Thanks, buddy. See, this is why we don't have a bigger ship. Do you know how long it would take to clear this landing zone if we had a bigger ship?
You guys sink below the canopy and realize like these trees are upwards of 200 feet tall.
Or are we really small?
Or are you really small?
You know, with these trees being this big, we could have just like landed on top of the tree.
The small branches on top would not hold. But
So they're probably spread out.
Gladdock has cleared most of that up cover, and some of these trees do have very large crook branches, and you could potentially land the ship on these.
That's a bad call because like not all of us are good at climbing.
You could have the Tarzan house.
Okay, but like, man,
you show me? I want to know.
so do we want to be on the super scary forest floor, or do we want to like take a little pit stop up in the trees and kind of get a scope of what's going on?
Forest floor. We're on a mission. Let's go.
I don't think that gum is working. All right, let's go.
Have not touched the gun.
You guys are descending, and as you continue to descend, it gets rougher and rougher to actually do it. And at some point, Finn is near one of the crooks of the trees, and the boat like slams itself
We just get
into the
docked.
trunk and rattles. Everybody make a reflex saving throw again.
Stop blowing holes in my ship.
25.
25.
25.
25.
21.
21.
12.
And 12. Rack, you were thrown all about the ship, but are not thrown off of the ship. Gladdock has retreated back downstairs, but you hear, ow!
Solid thug from the hallway.
Yeah. And Finn is just like, I've lost control. And he screams, like, brace for impact.
How long do you think we have before we hit the ground?
I'd give you a round.
I cast Airwalk.
Yeah, you
You
cast airwalk in the ship just
You could cast Airwalk Communal, but it's too late. Sorry, guys. Good luck. I didn't prep that one today.
All right, I'm going. No, everybody's below deck. Do you think? But this is a small ship. You think everybody could get to?
to you in a round?
Yeah.
Probably.
Get
Okay.
into your bag of holding.
I'm gonna scream for everybody to get to me and get into the bag of holding.
Okay.
Or I don't have a bag of holding. I have my hole. Everybody's gonna get in the hole.
Portable hole, you throw your portable hole onto the deck.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
actually easier to get into than a bag of holding.
It's way easier.
Yeah.
Everybody load up.
Yeah, that works. Yeah.
You jump in.
Yeah, she dives. in
Yeah,
there.
you scramble in as fast as you
She's done
can.
with this.
Claw marks along the deck.
Quickly, Lorenzo appears from below deck, like holding Gladdock over his shoulder, and they full go in.
Cool. Once everybody's in the hole,
Bryson dives in. Alia just gets on George, and George just takes to the air.
okay, that works. That's
It is sitting there still, though, just like death clutching,
I'm gonna scream
the
for
wheel.
Finn to get into the hole.
and he's just
Trust me.
he's fighting it.
Trust me. Get in the hole. We've been through a lot of shit together. You can trust me.
Do you get him?
Yes,
You're gonna
if
have
if
to.
I can, yes.
He's like captain of the ship. He's
Yeah.
just
Yeah,
gonna...
give me a reflex save. See how quick you are, or an acrobatics or something. Something good.
Reflex is gonna be a 32.
Yeah, you are able to just like reach over, grab him by his scruff, take him over top the wheel, and throw him into the hole.
Cool.
You peel it up.
I'm gonna peel it up. I'm gonna uncork the bottle to suck the ship into the bottle,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna pop my invincibility so I can hit the ground and not die.
Yeah, you and Alia, George just clings to the trunk of this massive tree as you're slowly starting to like walk your way back towards the ship.
Yeah.
You see the ship disappear, and it's just Oozle. And there's just this on the ground.
Have you seen him?
Oh, the ship, it's got a magic bottle that it can go into sometimes.
That's what if he just broke the bottle? I mean, he might be invincible, but like,
Oh,
it's
he
just
would probably
glass,
just
right?
hold it above him.
Oh, you're right. We should. Hey, are you good?
There's no wind in your lungs, but you don't feel it, right? It takes some time to like and like
just, like,
reinflate your lungs.
As I'm like in a crater.
You are buried like 8 inches in dirt.
And that was close.
And it's not a crater. It's Looney Tunes style, where your arms and legs are separate, just U-shaped hole.
I'm here for it. Yeah, I'll kill myself out of the hole. I'm gonna climb out.
Yeah. Georgia offers you a pinky finger.
Thanks, buddy.
Yeah.
Steam coming off of you from the heat of you falling. The air friction.
Dust himself off and plop the hole down so everybody could get out.
Yeah, people come out. In the hole, you do not feel the constant turning and impact or anything like that. But boy, what a ride that was. And as everybody crawls out, Finn is just like so visibly shook. Bryson's also super visibly shook because he's not a combat NPC either.
I'm gonna give a unsarcastic good job to Finn. That was
Thanks.
that was close.
I almost died.
Yeah, that was close.
Do you think I would have seen her again?
Depends. How do you like strange uncles that are potentially a lich?
Don't know about that, bud.
I can tell you where your friend is.
Is it?
We
Yeah?
are busy. Don't do that. However much you miss her, this way. I cast my spell again.
I think I can get you.
Yeah,
a
your
phone
spell is still functioning.
Oh, I didn't need to
normally.
cast again. Okay,
Yeah, yeah.
I figured with
No,
that,
it's a-
I
it's-
would have lost.
Well, you might have
concentration.
had to recast it,
Great.
but it's generally speaking a concentration spell.
Crazy that this near-death experience.
Oh, you
didn't
would have had to
traumatize
recast
her
'cause
as
you
much
cast
as
the
other
teleport
one
earlier.
did. And this one was incredibly present, but whatever.
Have you ever like tried capping the ship while there's someone on it?
No.
It doesn't preserve life in that way.
Figured as much.
So they just like squish inside the bottle.
There was a while where the captain was thinking about an undead crew, but that wouldn't really work either.
Yeah, he did pitch that idea.
That way.
Thanks, Oozle, for saving our fucking lives and pick up the fucking hole.
Hey, I thought it was very clever of you. Good job, Boozle.
Bryson puts a hand on your shoulder and goes, "As always, you have done magnificently."
Thank you, Bryson.
All you kind of scoffs, just like, "I could have done that."
Want to try for round 2? All right. How far away are we from?
It's not like it gives me direct
Yeah,
coordinates. Okay, I just know we're closest.
This is also the first time that you've ever traveled the distance to the object, so it's very hard to tell what your actual mileage is at this point.
Weird danger land. I'm getting Predator jungle vibes right now.
Nah.
If the trees start clicking, we're gonna have a problem.
We're gonna take our 5-minute break, and when we come back from that, welcome to the deep woods, motherfuckers.
Jesus.
Sup, you bunch of fucking weebs. Did you guys have fun? I did. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe so Ian keeps giving us shit to do.